Well, we have so much to talk to Liz about. She spent almost 2 weeks. Yeah, we know her too. Well, we thought we had lost her forever because you were at the Vatican for 2 weeks reporting as the Catholic Church picked Pope Leo, a Chicago native, as its next leader. And Liz Liz is over here to the side, but Val and I, here at the desk, we never imagined in a million years that our next pope would be born and raised in Chicago, in Dalton, Illinois.
And now the lady of the hour is here joining us on set to talk about the unforgettable assignment. I mean, out of everything you've done, I don't think anything tops this.
No, I'm not sure anything ever will. How could it? I mean, there have been conclaves before. I mean, I talked to our colleague Alan Kraszewski before I went, of course, our longtime Vatican expert, and this was not something within the realm of possibility. I mean, Prevost was on the list. Cardinal Prevost was on the list. We had included him in one of our pieces leading up, but even in talking to people ahead of time, I just don't think that it was something that really people considered.
Okay, can we just jump to the moment that you found out and what your reaction was?
Well, we were on the show, remember? Okay, so the last thing I remember was we were standing up at our live location and we had one night of black smoke, and the presumption was that it was going to be pretty quick, but we didn't expect that quick. I think the last thing I said was something like, there will be white smoke, but how long we'll wait, we don't know. And by the time I turned around, people on the live location by the media were starting to scream, like white smoke, white smoke. Yeah. And this was it. So then we had our assignment. We were supposed to be part of the network special report on ABC News. So we took on, they were like, just run to the press risers, get there. So this was us running through the crowd at St. Peter's Square.
I love that. I
took this on my cell phone because I wanted to really remember this. And the point was not me. I just held it out as we ran. And I was with the producer, Barb Markoff, and Mark Urban, the photographer. And we all looked at each other and were kind of like, all right, every man for himself. You know where to meet. And I think this was like 1 minute and 59 seconds long. I mean, it didn't take very long. And you can see sort of what you can't see is there are people like almost sort of full tilt sprint running into St. Peter's Square, trying to get there. And I was just, the benefit of being short, just ducking under people's arms and like,
small and nimble.
I mean, like, doing this running back right a lot of this. And then I think it was like about an hour and 5 minutes or so we stood there waiting to hear what was going to come.
So Liz, when you finally find out who it was, and you knew who Prevost was, given the stories that you had done previously, was there a moment of realization, not just like an, oh wow, he's also from Chicago, but oh my gosh, this changes the story and our lives completely?
Genuinely, I'm not sure I've ever had a moment like that where I didn't quite hear it. Alan had warned me, it's difficult to hear the way the acoustics go. I had an IFB in my ear, and Barb sort of mouthed to me.
It's also not in English.
Right, it's the one from Chicago. And I looked up and I was like, this changes everything. In what way? I don't know. But not just for me, for Chicago, for the Catholic Church, for Catholics around the world. I mean, yes, I was like, this changes everything. And the possibilities of stories from here on out are wild.
How did you find people there from Chicago to talk to?
Okay, well, first of all, we all know there are people from Chicago everywhere, right? Everywhere, and this is Rome. But this was our secret little trick.
Did you have the sign?
We had the sign.
I've used that sign.
We used the sign. So there it is, and you can see it in Spanish because they had it. So this was the moment that the Pope Mobile rode by us for the first time, and this was obviously sort of a joke. We held it out. Hey, are you from Chicago? Because obviously we know he is. But yeah, we would just sort of stand there with this sign that said, "Are you from Chicago?"
And you found people coming up to you.
I mean, and you found not just like anybody from Chicago. We found some great people. I mean, Barb was holding it. We met Cardinal Tobin's sister because she was like, well, I'm not from Chicago, I'm from Detroit, and my brother's in the conclave. Or there were a lot of students studying abroad, people on vacation, and like, everybody you come across has a really interesting story as to why they're there, even if it was just, oh, I planned a vacation right now. I mean, why they ended up in St. Peter's Square at those moments was really interesting.
Our morning assignment editor, she was on her way when this was happening. Dara was on her way to the,
But I mean, people from Chicago were so proud to tell you they're from Chicago, and they're like, wait, are you ABC7's?
I made the same because 10 years ago, I used that sign when Pope Francis came to America, and we were in Philly and we were in New York, and it is, people are joyful. Right. They get excited.
Yeah.
I love BTS. What was a typical day like for you there? Give us the behind the scenes.
Some pictures of it, because I tried to take some of it. First of all, a day was at least 2 days long, so we left the hotel probably like 8 o'clock. This was at the end. This is what it looks like by the end of it. This was, and now you can can see I'm wearing the white jacket we wore on White Smoke Day, the Pope Day. Barbara's
I
cracking
knew
up
that was
in the middle.
intentional.
It was not.
Knew
It was.
it.
I called it to our producer fashion premonition, but this was the end. So it was grueling. They were long days. I wasn't just doing stuff for us. I was doing stuff for our West Coast stations in Houston. So our last live shot was
And
about
the
2 o'clock in the
network.
morning Rome time. It was somewhere between like 8 and 15 live shots a day. You know, and you had to go out and gather sound and talk to people and find a different direction to take things every day. But it was really, this was us hauling all of the gear every morning. I mean, poor Mark had to like over the cobblestone streets that have been there for centuries. So yeah, but it was
You
a lot
live
of-
for this.
I do.
You live for this.
It was really
This is
fun.
you.
I think we
in a
did like
nutshell.
20,000 steps a day across cobblestone. I had to wear flat shoes.
Oh my gosh, that is a big deal.
And
Liz
if
does
you
not
know,
do
you
flat.
know. Not ever.
What was this?
I didn't even know you owned flat shoes outside.
I had to borrow
sneakers.
them from Alex and Meg.
Well, no shortage of shoes in Italy. I hope you got to enjoy it a little bit.
It
as
was
well.
wonderful. It
Well,
was a
we're
really
so
special
glad to have you
experience.
back home. I told Liz the other day, I said, when I was laying in bed and saw her on Meet the Press, I'm going, Liz, I was so proud of you.
Yes.
We were proud to call you our
Thank you
own.
so much. It was
And of course,
wonderful.
we have dozens of stories about Pope Leo and his Chicago roots on our website, abc7chicago.com.